Coming up on Newsvision tonight, President Barack Obama pays a visit to the U.
And a surprise visit to campus by a former president makes for a very special President's Day.
And in sports, will the UM men's basketball team get invited to the big dance? Good news is it's up to them. Newsvision starts right now.
Live from the studios of the School of Communication at the University of Miami, this is Newsvision, a production of UMTV.
Hello, Miami!
That was President Barack Obama speaking at the University of Miami this afternoon. Good evening and welcome to Newsvision. I'm Eric Hahn.
And I'm Lindsay Perez. Glad you could join us. The president came to the U to deliver a policy speech on energy. One of his focuses was on skyrocketing gas prices, which concern so many.
Now, first of all, while there are no silver bullets short term when it comes to gas prices, and anybody who says otherwise isn't telling the truth, I have directed my administration to look for every single area where we can make an impact and help consumers in the months ahead, from permitting to delivery bottlenecks to what's going on in the oil markets. We're going to look at every single aspect of gas prices because we know the burden that it's putting on consumers.
Hundreds of UM students had the opportunity to hear the president speak at the Bank United Center Fieldhouse. UMTV reporter Mandy Dieno was there and joins us now with more. Mandy?
Thanks, Lindsay. President Obama landed in South Florida this morning. The president headed to the University of Miami, where he toured UM's College of Engineering before addressing students. The president spoke for less than 30 minutes and was frequently interrupted by student applause and cheers. The chief executive left the U and attended 2 fundraisers in Miami. I'm Mandy Dieno, now back to the news desk.
President Obama was not the only president to stop by campus this week. On Monday, President's Day, former President Bill Clinton made a surprise visit to Dr. Donna Shalala's health policy class. His subject, the U.S. healthcare crisis. The students gave him a standing ovation. The former chief executive spoke about the current state of healthcare and also gave them an opportunity to ask questions. UM President Donna Shalala served as the Secretary of Human and Health Services for all 8 years of the Clinton administration.
The University of Miami also welcomed civil rights activist Cornel West on Tuesday. His visit coincided with the 50th anniversary of desegregation. The Princeton Review lists UM as the #1 college in cultural diversity in the nation. The event was co-sponsored by the Black Awareness Committee, which is part of the United Black Students.
This week kicked off with student government elections, but when students gathered to hear the results, they were in for disappointment. UMTV's Chaya Nene was there. She joins us now with more.
Anticipation and excitement ran high as the announcement of the 2012 student government election results neared, but the outcome was certainly unexpected. The 2 candidates running for president are Nawara Alwa and Parker Barnett.
It's definitely...
As things stand now, no announcement regarding the election results can be made until the election committee makes a decision regarding code violations. For UMTV, this is Chaya Nene reporting.
Also a result of student government elections, students will pay an extra $1.75 per semester in student activity fees, starting in the fall 2013. The Elections Commission announced last night that both the Category 5 and Distraction Magazine referenda passed. More than 60% of students voted in favor of the activity fee increase.
The Hispanic voters is expected to play a major role in this year's election because of a dramatic increase in the number of Hispanic voters in the U.S. A panel discussed the role of this powerful voting bloc sponsored by the National Association of Hispanic Journalists and the School of Communication. The event was moderated by Natalie Crujeres, Director of Broadcast Operations.
UM's new fundraising campaign is underway with a goal of bringing in $1.6 billion by 2016. It is called Momentum 2. President Donna Shalala says they are already halfway there. They have $906 million in-house. The Diabetes Research Institute Foundation gave $100 million.
The university has just launched a new website that monitors construction progress at the Student Activity Center. The idea is to keep students informed instead of leaving them guessing. UMTV's Trudy Smith has the story.
Speaking of expansion on campus, the University of Miami's library recently added 200 million ebooks to their digital collection. The electronic library program is designed to upgrade and facilitate access to virtual information. The plan is to provide immediate 24/7 access to these resources on students' electronic devices of choice.
Next on Newsvision, we'll give you the dirt on the Port of Miami Tunnel project.
And last night's debate in Arizona. The Port of Miami Tunnel project broke ground in October of 2010. The project is expected to be completed by this May. The new tunnel promises to bring more jobs and alleviate traffic, but in the long run, the costs may outweigh the benefits. UMTV's Kaitlyn DeFrancisco joins us with more.
Thanks, Lindsay. The Port of Miami Tunnel is a multi-billion-dollar project taking place in our own backyard. Most know that the tunnel means for the port, but they haven't really taken a closer look. The tunnel boring machine will excavate a massive amount of dirt, which will be dumped on the Virginia Key landfill, a historically toxic site. But this has many people asking, what lies beneath? Despite environmental concerns, construction continues. So far, the first test patches of the soil are reported to be clean. And while the traffic snarl is likely to be resolved by the billion-dollar effort, it's still much too early to tell what potential environmental problems the project could dig up. Back to you at the news desk.
A new initiative will result in drivers receiving a free SunPass Mini and a voucher to activate a new account with $15 worth of credits. This gift is from the Miami-Dade Expressway Authority and is available to the first 1,000 motorists passing the 97th Avenue Toll Plaza on the State Road 836 Dolphin Expressway. The giveaway will be between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. Friday.
A new website is going to be rolled out, making voter registration easier. It's called TurboVote. Through the site, voters can register and request absentee ballots. Text and email reminders will be sent out to voters to mail in ballots or show up at the polls. The service is free for students.
The top GOP presidential contenders brought their heat to Mesa, Arizona last night for the first debate in more than a month. Among the topics discussed, lowering the nation's debt, earmarking, and contraception. Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum fired barbed attacks at each other. But that's not all. Newt Gingrich attacked moderator John King for a contraception question, and Ron Paul stood by his TV ad calling Santorum a fake. This is the final debate before Super Tuesday on March 6th.
In Washington, the Smithsonian began construction on its 19th museum, the Museum of African American History and Culture. The museum will be home to such items as Harriet Tubman's shawl, a Jim Crow-era segregated railroad car, and Emmett Till's casket. Galleries will also be devoted to military, sports, and entertainment history. Although the museum will have to select from over 35,000 artifacts to put in their permanent collection, museum directors say that most of the pieces will be from everyday life. The $500 billion building is slated to open in 2015 and will be the first green building in the Washington Mall.
Here won't just be an achievement for our time, it will be a monument for all time. It will do more than simply keep those memories alive.
President Obama apologized to Afghan President Hamid Karzai for the burning of Korans by NATO troops, calling the act an inadvertent error. Afghanistan has erupted in violent demonstrations since the book burning earlier this week. The Taliban has called on Muslims to attack NATO military bases and convoys. This following the admission that NATO troops incinerated Islamic religious material at Bagram Airfield.
Marie Colvin, a longtime American foreign correspondent for the Sunday Times of London, was killed in Syria Wednesday. The 56-year-old died in the shelling of the city of Homs, the center of resistance to President Bashar al-Assad's regime. Colvin's colleagues remember her as a legend. She previously lost her eye while covering a conflict in Sri Lanka. The day before she died, Colvin told CNN's Anderson Cooper that Syria was the worst conflict she had covered. Another journalist, Remy Oshlik, an American prize-winning war photographer, was also killed in the shelling on Wednesday. The 28-year-old had covered conflicts from Haiti to Libya. The French Foreign Ministry demanded that Syria allow the International Red Cross access to remove the journalists' bodies. French President Nicolas Sarkozy said, quote, "If reporters were not over there, we would not know what is going on." The Sunday Times reported at least one other journalist was wounded in the attack, photographer Paul Conroy.
We've all watched, I think, with some degree of horror as we've witnessed the onslaught on homes. It brings it home in a new way, I would say, that we need to, the international community needs to do more to help the Syrian people.
World leaders will gather in Tunisia tomorrow in an effort to mount pressure against Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The meaning of the Friends of Syria group has invited more than 70 countries to take part. The death toll in Syria is edging towards 9,000.
There's some rain on the way this weekend. I'll have the complete forecast on the other side of the break. Good evening, I'm meteorologist Jonathan Leibowitz here with a check of your weather.
Next on Newsvision, one club fought its way back into the system.
And we take a look at the sights and sounds of the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. But first, here's a look at what's coming up at the Cosford.
After a lot of red tape, the Committee on Student Organizations and the Federation of Club Sports Officers admitted the boxing club into its roster. The boxing club can now promote on campus and train in the Wellness Center. The next goal for the club is to try to gain admission to the National Collegiate Boxing Association.
Quantum Entertainment rolled out its new production this week called Bear, a pop opera. It is set in a Catholic boarding school and follows two high school roommates who fall in love and struggle to come out of the closet. The rock musical will be playing at the Newman Alumni Center through this weekend in multipurpose rooms B and C. Tickets are $10 or free with a cane card.
UM's Greek extravaganza gets underway Friday night at 8 at Gusman Hall. Fraternities and sororities will stomp the yard for the National Panhellenic Council Step Show. The event will be hosted by comedian Ron G. and will have music by Miami's own DJ Pushplay. Doors open at 7:30 and tickets are $15 in advance or $20 at the door.
UM's Greek Week will bring a little more to the table this year on March 2nd. Greeks will be competing in the O-Cheer event on the UC patio alongside 15 food trucks at Stanford Circle. The festivities will kick off at 7 p.m. and the first 200 people will receive a free food voucher.
The South Beach Wine and Food Festival is back for its 11th year. The event highlights local and celebrity chefs as well as wine and liquor purveyors. Prices for the events range from $20 per person to $225 per person. All of the events are 21 and over. It runs today through Sunday.
Coconut Grove just concluded its biggest annual event, the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. UMTV's Mary Corpus was there to catch the fun. And that's all we have for tonight on Newsvision.
Thank you for joining us and have a great night.